Okay guys, hey, it's Saturday morning, trying to get home. I left Fort Smith Maverick yard this morning about 5:30, about 8:15 now. I got about 20 minutes to make it to the Maverick North Little Rock yard, so we're almost there, But I wanted to go ahead and kind of do a little bit of the reviewing process, because I need to get moving pretty quick when I get to the North Little Rock yard. My wife's already got us planned. When I get home, I'm gonna have to change clothes, get a quick shower, change clothes, and then we're supposed to be going to a nearby strawberry festival and meet one of my sons and 2 grandkids. Go have a little fun doing that, but so I won't have as much time as usual to do things there at the yard on camera anyway. So, but this week, this has been a long, tough week, and it was really that trip to Houston that made it that way. I had that delivery in Conroe, which is basically Houston, and started out there getting a little bit messed up because the GPS brought me, it brought me off the freeway, and the customer is located right there on the service road as you get off the ramp. So it was, the GPS was technically right, but the gate to that lumber yard that that we were supposed to enter on was about 100 yards behind the exit where you get off the freeway. So I had to circle back around. Probably wasted me 6 or 7 miles to get back to where I could enter their property. So that wasn't a huge problem, but it was just the beginning of that day's problems, I guess is the way I'm looking at it. So after that, they sent me down to that shipper in the port of Houston, which was just all bad. There wasn't anything good about that. It's kind of comical, actually, looking back at it. Me and Joe, the other Maverick driver that was picking up there, I saw him at the Fort Smith yard again last night, and we were kind of laughing about some of the things that happened to us on that trip. Oh, but for starters, the instructions, first of all, the notes, the instruction notes, the directions, how to get into the port, I didn't even get them on my tablet until after I was already down there trying to enter the port. I mean, the GPS for the address to the shipper, it took me in on the wrong exit, took me to maybe an old gate that was not even any longer used. It was just all wrong. So I had to call the shipping office, and they kind of told me, to go down to the next exit and, how to enter to get in. And the signage and all down there was just almost non-existent, For people that work down there and are familiar with it, it's probably not so bad. But for people like me that had never been into that area, and Joe too, it was very confusing. Even just to get into the shipping office for our shipper, it wasn't marked, no signage. It was just a very confusing, frustrating day. And then, we had to leave the ship. We didn't get our product at the shipper office. We had to drive about, gosh, I bet it was a mile away to go to get to the place where we were actually loaded, almost with no instructions, you know. And again, I don't want to beat this up too much, but it was just it made me think, you know, you hear all this talk about the supply chain problems. We don't have enough truck drivers. And from my perspective, it's not that we don't have enough truck drivers. I mean, there's always a shortage of truck drivers, I guess. They're always looking for truck drivers because it's a high turnover business. But I don't think there's any more of a need right now for truck drivers than there was 2 years ago or 4 years ago. You know, it's always that way. The problem with the supply chain is that, you know, when we ordered people to stop doing things, working, stay home, gave them a check, we don't have the workforce that's needed at the shippers and the receivers, the warehouses, the loaders, all of that stuff. That's where the clog is. And inefficiencies like we experienced, you know, because if you think about it, me and Joe, we were there for about 5.5 to 6, let's say 6 hours, messing around, trying to find where we were supposed to go, getting directions, getting paperwork, getting loaded, finding out where we were supposed to be. And that, you know, that was just a bad system, bad management. You know, if we could have got in and out of there in 2.5 to 3 hours, which it could have easily been done with some better communication and instructions and signage. Instead, you know, between me and Joe, think about it, we spent 12 hours in there, the two of us. And it really should have been half of that or better. I mean, that's a lot of wasted hours. Not on our part, on their part. So, anyway, enough of that. But you know, and I was telling my wife, you know, even though this was a frustrating week, you know, I'm gonna have, you know, like a 75-hour week this week. I'll have a good paycheck. But you know, I left out last Sunday, drove like 6.5 hours, and I'm getting home on Saturday morning. It's a long week. But the 2 or 3 weeks, probably 3 weeks prior to this one, were good weeks. I had nice runs, pretty good trips, not banner mileage, you know, not the, you know, like 2,400, 2,600 mile weeks, but still they were pretty good. Not real problematic trips. So, you know, it just happens that way sometimes. And I'm starting next week off with this trip to Jackson, Michigan. That's usually a pretty good run. I mean, that is a good run. I like that run. So I'll drive, I'll get a full 10.5 or so hour of driving Monday, and then that'll leave me probably 3 hours to go on Tuesday morning, get this delivered, and then usually from up there we go to either Monroe, Michigan to another Gerdau mill, or Butler, Indiana. There's a Steel Dynamics down there that we get a lot of coils and stuff from. So, you know, we'll see how it goes, but we got a good start to the week. Oh, let's see. All right, well, as you can see, we're here at the I-30, I-40 split in North Little Rock. A lot of road work down there on I-30 as you go towards downtown Little Rock. All right, folks, for those of you that watch my videos, You'll recognize this stretch of road, Valentine Road, leading to the Maverick North Little Rock Yard. I try to end each week's videos with this, because I've had a lot of you guys tell me you like seeing the place where if you come to Maverick, you'll spend some time getting trained. Just to the right here is the Maverick Driving Academy, where, you know, if you come here to get your CDL, you'll spend some time over there learning and practicing in your truck. And this is the main Maverick yard, corporate offices, all that stuff, where all the super intelligent managerial people work. All right. Let me get my ID out, open up this gate. All right, so I'll probably have to park on the front row, being Saturday, you know. I don't need anything from supply. Hopefully the guys will wash my truck today or tomorrow. Oh, let's see here. There's the truck wash to the right. Well, they got the training bays open, so as I turn through here, I'll try to give you a shot in there. Looks like there's some students in there. You may not can see them, but I saw them walking around in there with their safety gear on. Oh, here's a place over here I can park. I'm gonna loop back around and park over here to my right, but there's a shot inside the training bay. You know, they have about a dozen sample trailers loaded in there with, you know, loads that we carry a lot as Maverick flatbedders, and they show you how to secure them, let you practice. It's a good setup. And they got some glass trailers in there, you know, because we do have a glass division and they have special trailers. It actually takes an extra few days of training if you're going into the glass division to, you know, you basically go through the 2 weeks flatbed training, and then if you're going into the glass division, you stay an additional few days, I believe, to get that specialized training. All right, so let's loop back around here. Hopefully that spot is still open. Then that fenced in area straight ahead there is a lot, secured lot, where you can park your personal vehicle if you want to. That's where mine is this week. I had to think about that. Usually I park out on the other side of the training building, but this week I parked over there by the Maverick Hotel. All right. This is a good spot. Because see, now I can pull right up to the front of my truck with my little Volkswagen and get all my stuff moved out of there. I had somebody ask me about that yesterday in a message. You know, when I'm talking about moving my stuff out of my truck, you know, he was asking, do we use different trucks, or do I get to use the same truck all the time? And the answer is, you know, I use the same truck all the time. This truck is assigned to me. But, you know, I pull my personal vehicle up here, get my stuff out of here, you know, my dirty clothes, get my sheets off the bed. I got, you know, stuff that's in the refrigerator, my little, you know, my box of camera stuff, you know, all my stuff that I have to take back and forth. And so I'll load it into my car and get on out of here. All right, guys, just as a quickie here, let me remind you what we're hauling here. I picked this up in Fort Smith last night. But we got 30-foot steel bars going to Jackson, Michigan. Basically got 3 gut straps and 4 chains. So I got a gut strap over the back, got a chain with over center binders and pads, 4 of them. I got a gut strap in the middle, and then a gut strap here, right here. 6 boards. So we'll be getting that to Jackson, Michigan, leaving out Monday morning, delivering it Tuesday morning. All right, give me a second and we'll recap the miles and gross pay. Okay guys, to recap last week, the miles for that week were 2825, 2,820. Wait a minute, that's not right. I'm sorry. The miles were 1915. I didn't think that sounded right. 1,915. And give me a second to find the payroll email. Oh man, I'm tired. Let's see, where is it? There it is. Okay, gross pay for that was 1411.78, 1,411 miles, 78 cents. Okay, and I wanted to mention too, special thanks really to some of the recruiting guys. I've got Brad, a recruit up in North Dakota, who's planning to move to Missouri sometime in the near future. I got him hooked up with Ryan in recruiting yesterday, so thanks Ryan for stepping in and helping out there. And I've got Jeff, a recruit over in Oklahoma, who also, I think, he just emailed me, I think yesterday, that he talked to Casey in recruiting and trying to get something set up. So thanks guys in recruiting for helping out there. And thank you Jeff and Brad both for putting me down as your referral. I really appreciate that. Oh, I think that's it guys. Like I said, I got to get moving. I'm supposed to get home and go to the strawberry. So I'll see you out here Monday morning.